NBC4's Dan Perlman is live in Groveport, where they're dealing with a power outage right now. Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, here in Groveport, in the Grove Point neighborhood, this is one of many areas that is in the dark tonight. I know it's going to be hard to see, but if you look down there, that is just one of the street lights that is not lit up tonight, along with, of course, many of the homes. Now, we have spent much of the day traveling around the area, especially during the peak of this storm. You can see this video. It was shot in Fayette County. I can tell you this was a storm that absolutely left a lot of damage in its wake. Tonight, severe weather approached us from the southwest. Heavy rains, strong winds, and bursts of lightning, leaving behind a mess. In Fayette County, US 35, this tractor trailer overturned. First responders on scene. At the same time, a tornado warning was issued nearby. That expired, but this storm left power lines down in many places. This in Dublin on Hayden Run Road. These lines were down on State Route 56 in Madison County. The cleanup will likely last into tomorrow, but the good news, no reports of any injuries. And I did just check a little while ago on this outage in the Groveport area. AEP has not posted a time of restoration quite yet. Of course, the power lines are down across the area, including where we find Tyler Beckham. Tyler, I know you see a lot of damage in the area where you are as well.
Yeah, Dan, we're in the heart of Mount Sterling. Let me tell you what the weather's like now, and I'll show you. Behind me, Town Hall, right in front of Town Hall, there's a giant flag blowing in the wind, indicative of the winds that are still pretty steady tonight, not as strong as you saw earlier. Even the traffic lights, and you know how heavy those are still blowing here in the wind. And then this, a big chunk of Ben & Joy's restaurant that nearly fell right on top of a delivery driver tonight.
As soon as I got up to the light here, it had came down, a big chunk had came down, and it was right in front of my bumper.
If there's one job you don't want when a storm hits.
I was right here getting ready to turn on the street, and a big chunk of the building over here fell down onto the street right in front of me.
It's the one where your windshield is inches from being torpedoed by a slab of siding blown off of the restaurant next to yours.
As soon as it came down, I instantly flinched backwards because I thought it was going to hit my windshield.
As a delivery driver for Larry's Pizza and Wings for 3 years, Nick Burns knows when the rain starts coming down,
nobody wants to leave, so everybody orders.
His orders start ramping up, but he says this night may be one of the worst. So if you had to rank your worst nights and not so bad nights, where does this fall?
As far as a bad night, it's pretty far, about 8.
55 to 65 mile an hour winds blew directly through the heart of Mount Sterling and the exterior wall of Ben & Joy's restaurant, a mom and pop institution serving comfort food for decades in this village of nearly 2,000 people where Raylan Vance works.
It just was a loud bang like a car crash.
She and coworker Jenna Schoaf say they're just thankful nothing and no one inside Ben & Joy's were hurt.
I'm glad it didn't go or cause any damage inside and everyone was okay.
Ditto for Nick Burns.
I mean, it could have killed someone. I mean, it's heavy.
Unfortunately, like the winds versus siding match he witnessed tonight, money earned outweighs money made. Most importantly, since you were doing all the work tonight, how were your tips tonight so far?
Still average.
Temperature-wise, it's actually pretty comfortable out here tonight in Mount Sterling, and you can see all of the windows on these shops that line 56 here have some exterior moisture, just telling us that the temperature outside is colder than the dew point, or temperature of the window is colder than the dew point, which is at 58, Dave Monza tells me. And heads up, 56 is still closed here just beyond us where, as Dan told us earlier, down power lines closed that road. For now, local for you in Mount Sterling, Tyler Beckham, NBC4.
All right, Tyler, thank you. Hopefully Nick gets a better tip before the night ends. And remember, you can get Storm Team 4 with you wherever you go. Just download the Storm Team 4 weather app to get access to live Viper radar and weather alerts. Just search NBC4WX in the App Store to download.